Hey everyone, Saintsfan back again with another GTA 5 video, and today we're going to be talking about the Import-Export DLC some more. We got some more stuff to talk about. Surprisingly, there's actually a lot of new stuff that I didn't know about in this DLC. I already made the video, the 25 things that you may not have known about the Import-Export DLC, but in this video, I'll be going over 20 more things that you may not have known. The first thing, the Biker DLC Chrome wheels are now free. Before, when you unlocked the award or completed the award to get Chrome Biker wheels, the newer ones were not free. I guess it was a glitch. Rockstar fixed it, so now if you want to go back and change to some of those rims, if you completed that award, then you can do so without it costing money. Next up, in the Moore's Mutual, you can now call back destroyed BMXs. So no longer, if your bike gets destroyed, do you have to reorder a new one. Not that it costs that much, but now you can actually use Moore's Mutual. I think it's only like $10. It's almost the cheapest item in the game, but you can use it and get it back. Side note, who noticed how freaking horrible Moore's Mutual is now? Why did they gotta change that? I don't know. The next one, the Phantom Wedge can attach trailers, which is actually kind of cool. The most useful benefit of this is in the VIP mission called haulage, because then you can put the cargo or whatever on your back while you plow through traffic. Just make sure you don't hit 40 cars, I believe, because then you'll blow up. But I was actually kind of surprised to see that the Phantom Wedge could actually attach to the trailers. This next one could be good, although you have to do it only at a certain time, but you and your friends could technically switch cars with each other if you're going for a certain collection. Like, say you're in a lobby with your friend, y'all are both doing the missions to go get a car. If he gets a car that you need for your collection, then instead of him driving it into his warehouse to just sell like a regular car and not a collection, he just can give it to you and you can drive it in. It's fairly simple. Unfortunately, I do want to mention this. You can't switch cars when you go to sell. Like, if you get them already in your garage, you have to sell them. You can't have someone else take them and then bring them back to their garage, but maybe that'll help one of you guys out if you're looking for a certain car in your collection. If you're only going for top range cars and you're tired of getting the standard and the mid-range cars, one thing you can do is, once you do source the car from your office, you get your little text message that says if it's a standard, mid-range, or a top range. If it's not a top range, all you have to do is find a new session and repeat the process, because there is no cooldown timer. Now, the only thing that sucks about this is you're gonna have to sit through loading times, but if you are just collecting those top range cars, then you might want to look into that. Also, another way to only collect top range cars, fill up the warehouse with standard and mid-range cars. Since there's 40 slots, I believe there's like 12 slots for the standard and maybe like 14 or something for, that's probably not right, but it's something along those lines. Like, there's a certain amount of slots per standard, per mid-range, and then per top range. So if you fill, at least to my knowledge, and this makes sense in my head, if you fill the garage, your vehicle warehouse, with all of the standard and then all of the mid-range, theoretically it will only spawn top range cars. And then, since having a full warehouse doesn't mean anything, what you can do is just sell the top range cars that you bring in while you never touch the standard and mid-range, so it doesn't give you any more. If anyone wants to actually do some research into that, because I have just not had enough time to go through and do all that, but in my mind that sounds like it would work. One thing about the new garage, the new CEO garage mechanic, if you purchase him, obviously, or purchase the auto shop, you can actually do Benny's mods at that spot, so you don't need to go all the way to Benny's. But another cool thing is that those upgrades happen in real time. So if you have a friend that's in there, he could be chilling on the couch, he can actually see the upgrades while not being in the car. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know how practical or really how useful that is, but that's actually kind of neat how they went the extra step to do that. I mentioned this in the money video yesterday, but just to reiterate, the cooldown seems to be like when you sell a car, it's 10 minutes per car. So one car being sold, you have to wait 10 minutes to sell another one, 2 cars 20, so on and so forth, up to 40 minutes if you sell 4 cars. So just know that if you are planning on selling stuff, there is going to be a little bit of a wait, but you can do some VIP work or some other stuff to make that money up. A few things about the Ruiner. If you actually want to gain a lot of height, and I showed this on my live stream yesterday, but if you go in reverse, jump, lean back, and then parachute, your car will actually gain altitude. And by doing this, you can actually go from, Mount Chiliad, like past the city, almost past the airport. You can go from the beach sometimes to even your yacht. Like, there's a lot of uses for it. So if you just go in reverse in the Ruiner, jump, pull back, like the further back you pull, you can see the higher altitude you gain. And if you, as long as you hold back, you'll stay relatively at the same altitude, from when you started. Also, this works with the Ruiner, it works with the ramp car, it works with basically all of these special cars. If you have them and you're kind of upset how they're not that great, like the Ruiner 2000 only has 8 missiles, the ramp car blows up after 30 cars. What you can do is start up the VIP works with them. For example, the one I'm doing is the Ruiner work, and this one has unlimited missiles. And it should have unlimited missiles until you blow it up. Like, I'm not even going to go ahead and do the work. All I'm going to do is mess around in this vehicle, and I can constantly call it over and over again and get unlimited missiles. The same thing works for the ramp car. If you do the ramp car mission, then it'll basically never blow up like the normal version does. So if you want the better versions of the cars, then do the VIP work and just ignore whatever, mission it actually is. I think that'll be a lot more fun than actually using the regular versions because they kind of suck. One pro tip for sourcing vehicles: if you get the mission where you need a cargo bob to go pick up a car, this will usually spawn like infinite buzzards. What you can do is get it, off the barge or wherever you're getting it from, put it on land, and then get in the car. Don't use the cargo bob to actually bring it back to your warehouse because the buzzards will catch up to you and do a lot of damage, where if you get in the car, you, for the most part, if you don't crash, you can outrun the buzzards and you won't have to worry about them. One thing that's kind of cool, this only works for PC, but if you do want to get into a solo public session, this would be useful so you don't have to deal with griefers. Open up your task manager if you're on PC, like I said. Once you have it open, then go to performance, go all the way to the bottom, hit open resource monitor, then go to the network tab, right click on gta.exe, hit suspend, wait about 5 to 10 seconds, and then hit resume. This should kick everyone out of your lobby, and you'll now be in a public lobby by yourself. Another thing that's kind of a glitch, and I'm sure Rockstar are working on this, but if you have if you experience connection problems while on a sale, you will actually lose all the cars and money spent on upgrades. So if you are selling 4 cars with your other associates and you lag out, you lose those 3 cars. It's kind of unfortunate, but just know that. One thing that's stupid, and I'll talk about this tomorrow on Rockstar Logic, why do Rockstar do this? We have the perfectly good cars, in the special vehicle missions, but then when you go to buy them, in the freaking description it says the retail version, comes with less whatever. For the ramp buggy, it says comes with substantially less armor, and then so on and so forth. I don't know how many people actually read those descriptions, but you might want to start doing that now, since Rockstar seem to be sneakily adding or making these cars worse while making you think they are much better than what they are. One thing that's kind of cool, this is a glitch, but it's a pretty odd glitch nonetheless. It's the wall of death. So if you go by the airport, there's a wall that if you touch it, it will kill you. Don't know why, but it does. If you do have the Ruiner 2000, getting into it and getting out of it actually acts like a helicopter or a plane, in that it will replenish your parachutes. Not the car parachute, but the parachute that you actually wear. So if you jump out from a height and you parachute, normally your parachute, you don't have another one, but if you get in the Ruiner 2000, it will give you a new one. On the Tempesta, one thing that's kind of neat is that you can actually paint these stock rims. Unfortunately, you have to do it through the iFruit app, but the process of doing this is buying any tires. I think one of the muscle ones are the cheapest. Paint them whatever color you want. Then you go into the iFruit app, select stock rims, order them, go to LS Customs, and then you now will have your stock painted rims, which will make your cars look cooler and more unique. Here's another thing that's, I guess, a glitch. I don't know if this just happened or not, but the Fagu apparently has a new missile defense system. So these things might be the most overpowered vehicles in the game now. And then I believe the last one is a really, really nice thing to know. This is something that I recently found out about, but if you don't feel like going back to your apartment, like driving or flying, say you sold or you brought a car to your vehicle warehouse and you have to go all the way back to your office to call a new one or to find a new one. One thing you can do is actually fast travel to it. The way you do that is by getting a heist open. Once you have a heist active, there will be an option to use Lester's invite to fast travel you back. Basically, on your phone, there'll be an invite to a heist. You hit that, it'll put you in the apartment, and I think you just have to back out of the menu, and bam, you're back in your apartment really quickly, really easily. So if you want to speed the process up on some the car missions, then that's definitely a great thing to know. But that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, please drop the video a like. That'd be much appreciated. And subscribe for more awesome GTA content. But again, thank you all. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.